So I just had the firemaple, orange lantern, and leather gas tank cover sent to me to do an unboxing and review. So that's exactly what we're going to do in today's video, starting with the unboxing, going over the initial thoughts, going over the first use, and then finally doing final thoughts based off of the first use. So if that sounds like something you'd like, make sure you stick around to the end, because we're going to talk about a couple interesting things. But without further ado, let's open this thing up. So first thing I want to mention with the gas tank cover is it says it's leather. It is definitely leather. It feels really nice, and it has that nice leather smell to it. If you work with a lot of leather stuff, or if you have leather things, you know what I'm talking about. It just is a nice little bonus to have that smell. That might be me just being weird, but let's open this thing up. So I'm going to bring you over here so you can see what I see for the first time. All right, let's open this thing up. So it's nice that it comes packed with all the foam. Oh, wow. That feels much sturdier in the hand than I thought it was going to, if I'm being totally honest. So you have the base and the actual fire part of the lantern. You have the glass orb slash cover goes on it. And you have a carrying case, and then they come with a little like wire thing, needle, to make sure that this is cleared so your flame comes out consistent. But that is, if you can see all that, that is what it comes with. So as far as actual unboxing, that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple box, only 3 things essentially in here, and yeah. So initial thoughts, I mean, this is a relatively inexpensive product, so it doesn't need to be sent in an extravagant box. It is really securely packaged in there, so you don't have to worry about this breaking or anything like that, which is nice. If nothing else, it's a peace of mind that when you order it, it's going to get to you. So first thoughts are, I mean, everything seems pretty quality, looks pretty aesthetic, and we'll have to use it to see what we think. That's the unboxing part and the first thoughts. We're going through this pretty quick. We're going to do the first use, and then I will be back at the end after that to talk about final thoughts. But I'm gonna wait till tonight to do the first use and go from there. So this is going to be the first light with the firemaple orange lantern. We're gonna test it out and see what it works. So as you can see on here, there's a little window. You turn the gas on, you light through there, and then you turn that to seal it. Let's see how it looks. Whew. So that's what it looks like. We're gonna let this go for a second, and then we'll talk about, actually, I'm gonna use this for the night, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow and see how this looks, or see final thoughts. But that's how the first burn looks. Thoughts after using this for the first time. So we're going to cover some initial thoughts after the first use of this, as well as some extra thoughts that I have after using it a few more times. So basically, the first night that I used this, I think I messed up. I had a very low tank, and I'm pretty sure because of that, the flame struggled to be consistent. It would go up, it would go out, and it burned out pretty quick. I knew the tank was pretty much empty, so again, I think that was a my fault kind of thing. While it was going, it was very nice, and while it was consistent for 5-10 minutes or so, it was really consistent and pretty nice. But then after that is when I started getting low on fuel, and again, just kind of had some issues. But since the first night, when I got a new tank and started using it, I've had no issues at all. It's been very consistent, easy to use, and in my opinion, pretty awesome. I think this thing is very nice looking. It definitely adds just a nice ambient light to whatever you're doing. And for someone like me who likes to have a campfire just to have a fire to look at, I think this thing is pretty close to scratching that itch. It's not something that's going to light up a ton of space, but if you have a small table and you're playing cards or something like that, this thing will definitely work. And again, it's that nice ambient light. It's not anything too crazy. So I like it a lot. A couple things I want to note just because I didn't really appreciate them fully at first. The stitching on this is actually really nice and seems like pretty legit quality, as well as the leather in general. I think I said this in the first part of this video, but I expected the leather to be kind of cheap and just not even real leather, to be honest. And this thing is awesome. Like, I like how it looks. It definitely looks much better than it does if it was just one of these tanks. Like, that looks much better than that, right? So I think that by itself is a nice little perk just to have, even if you're not using it with the lantern. If you use that with your stove or whatever else, if you're someone like me who likes to have content or take pictures when you're camping, it definitely eliminates an eyesore. So that's another perk. And then another thing was the build quality of this thing. It feels really solid. The glass does worry me just a little bit. I know we have the little carrying case to keep it safe, but it's just, glass and me don't mix well, so it concerns me. But other than that, like I said, the quality is great. The glass feels solid so far, so knock on wood, hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, so those are basically my first thoughts, and then my initial fixed thoughts after realizing that I had part of the problem, or the entire problem. But like I said, this thing has been really consistent and really nice since the first little mess up on my part, and I think it might be an actual addition to my every camping trip setup. It's just a cool thing to sit there, and it uses so little fuel that even if you don't actually use it and someone looks at it every once in a while, I think it's kind of worth it. So those are my thoughts on this orange lantern after doing the unboxing and talking about it for the first use. If you guys have any questions about it, make sure you drop them in the comments, because I'd love to answer anything or questions or concerns that you have about this, as well as maybe some other firemaple products that you would like to see. This was actually sent to me by them, which I'm pretty sure I said earlier in the video, but I really want them to send me some of their stove products because I'd like to test those out for you guys as well. So comment which ones you like to see, and maybe I can send it to them as motivation for them to send it to me. Fingers crossed. If you want to stick around for more gear reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But if not, I still appreciate you, and until next time, peace!